Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari and we were discussing chapter 17 of Indian Penal Code, which is all about offenses against property. This is my ninth session in this particular series where I am going to deal with one of the important aspect, that is mischief, which is covered between section 425 to 440. That means we have as many as 16 sections. I am going to cover all the sections in detail along with beautiful case laws. Why to waste time? Let's get into the first slide. The first section, that is section 425, briefs what is mischief. Now before even we get into section, let us try understand the word meaning in different other language. Mischief is nuksan in Hindi. In Kannada we call it as kidigeditana, and in Telugu it is known as allari. Likewise I have also given in Tamil and Malayalam also. Now section 425 says, whoever with the intent to cause or knowing that he is likely to cause wrongful loss or damage to the public or to any person, cause the destruction or any property or any such change in any property or in the situation thereof as destroys or diminishes its value or utility or affects it injuriously, commits mischief. I have divided the definition into two major parts to understand the ingredients. In the first part, there is someone who intentionally or knowingly cause or likely to cause wrongful loss or damage to public or any person. Here the person knows that he is going to cause or likely to cause wrongful loss or damage and he intentionally does that. That is the first part of the definition. In the second part, intentionally or knowingly, if someone destructs any property or changes any property or the situation, and due to such act, if something is destroyed or diminished or affected injuriously, in that case it is called as mischief. These are the important ingredients that you should mention in your definition. When it comes to case laws, I have 4 case laws here. 2 first case laws are not in favor of mischief and the other 2 are the example for mischief. In the Krishna Gopal Singh and others versus the state of UP, it was held that the offense of mischief would not be committed if the accused has not committed an act with the intent to cause wrongful loss or damage to any person or the public at large. So there the intent of causing wrongful loss or damage is very important. Until and unless that is present, it is not or it cannot be called as mischief. Now it also implies that acts done under any pressure without the free consent of the accused do not come under the ambit of mischief. So free consent is very essential. If somebody is doing some act in pressure, then that cannot be considered as mischief as per this particular case law. The second case law, that is Nagendranath Roy versus Vijay Kumar Das Verma. Here it was held that mere negligence is not mischief. Negligence followed with the intention to cause wrongful loss or damage will amount to mischief. So there should be intention, that is very important. Here also it was held that mere negligence cannot be held as mischief. That is what you need to remember. While the first 2 cases are discussing about what is not mischief, the next 2 cases which I am going to discuss are about mischief. The first one is Indian Oil Corporation versus NEPC India Limited and others. Here what happened? The defendant removed the engines of the aircraft, hence diminishing its utility and rendering it useless. If you are removing an engine from the aircraft, it cannot fly. That way it becomes useless, and it was held that the damage caused satisfied all elements of mischief and thus the offense of mischief was constituted. The next case law is Nagendranath versus State of Bengal. What happened here? Accused trespassed to an institution and burnt books and records. He also threatened the staff that he is going to put some bomb in the institution. Now it was held that the accused has conducted mischief. These are the 2 examples for mischiefs. Hereafter we are discussing the punishment, but before getting into the punishment, I would just like to give the preview of these sections. Now here what happens, all these sections are also giving different types of mischiefs. Now section 426 discusses about punishment for mischief, which is simple mischief. From then there are aggravated forms of mischiefs. Now 427 discusses about mischief causing damage of more than 50 rupees, and then we have mischief with animals of more than 10 rupees. Then we have mischief with cattle and animals of above 50 rupees. Then we have mischief with water supply, etc. Then we have mischief with public roads, bridges, rivers, channels, etc. After that it is mischief with public drainage. Then we discuss about mischief with lighthouse, sea marks or buoy. Then we also discuss about mischief with landmarks. Then we have fire to property above 100 rupees or agricultural property above 10 rupees. Then we are discussing about fire to house, place of worship, place where property kept. We also discuss about damage to decked ships or decorated ships or a ship with more than 20 tons goods. Then fire to such ship is also a mischief. And then aground or ashore, that means bringing back a ship from sea to commit theft. And then we have mischief committed after preparation for causing death, hurt, etc. These are the different types of mischief also. What I thought is this might help you to understand what is that we are going to discuss in my future slides. So you can have a glance before getting into the exam hall all these mischiefs so that you can write more about mischief. Section 426 to 440 are discussing about the punishment and the aggravated forms of mischief. Here, how to read this particular table. First column is section, then I have given the offense, then I have given if details is required, then I have given the punishment, then I have given under CRPC whether they are cognizable or non-cognizable, bailable or non-bailable, and who can conduct the trial, and whether they are compoundable or not. And then in the last column I have given the details if it is compoundable. Let us try understand one by one. Now section 426 discusses about punishment for mischief. What is the punishment? Punishment can go up to 3 months imprisonment, fine or both. Here the offences are non-cognizable offences, bailable offences. Any magistrate can conduct the trial, and they are compoundable offences when the only loss or damage is to a private person. By that person consent, it becomes compoundable offence. Section 427 discusses about mischief causing damage to the amount of 50 rupees or more. In that case, the punishment can go up to 3 years imprisonment or fine or both, and they are non-cognizable offences, bailable offences. Any magistrate can conduct the trial, and they are compoundable offences when the only loss or damage is to a private person. By that particular person's consent, it can become compoundable offence. Section 428 discusses about mischief by killing or maiming. Maiming means injuring animal of the value of 10 rupees. Now I don't know which animal is less than 10 rupees. Whichever animal is 10 rupees or more, in that case, when mischief is conducted, and as the result of that, if the animal is dead or injured, in that case the punishment can go up to 2 years or fine or both, and they are very important. Remember, they are cognizable offences, but they are bailable offences. Any magistrate can conduct the trial, and they are compoundable offences if the owner of the animal gives consent for the same. Section 429 is the aggravated form of section 428, which discusses about mischief by killing or maiming cattle, etc. of any value or any animal of the value of 50 rupees and more. Now, what are the animals they have covered here? Any elephant, camel, horse, mule, buffalo, bull, cow or ox. Here, what is the punishment? Can go up to 5 years of imprisonment, fine or both, and they are cognizable offences, bailable offences, and magistrate of first class can conduct the trial, and they are compoundable offences with the consent of the owner of that particular cattle or animal. Section 430 discusses about mischief by injury to works of irrigation or by wrongfully diverting water. If anyone causes or which he knows to be likely to cause a diminution of the supply of water for agriculture purposes or for food or drink for human beings or for animals which are property or for cleanliness or for carrying on any manufacture, if such act is done, then the punishment can go up to 5 years or fine or both. And here the offences are cognizable offences, bailable offences, and magistrate of first class can conduct the trial, and they are compoundable offences in case of injury to work of irrigation, when only loss or damage is to the private person by that particular person's consent, it can become compoundable offense. The next section, that is section 431, discusses about mischief by injury to public road, bridge, river or channel. Now what happens here? Whoever commits mischief by doing any act which renders or which he knows to be likely to render means reduce, any public road, bridge, navigable river or navigable channel, natural or artificial, impassable or less safe for traveling or conveying property shall be punished. Now if he is doing anything by which the travel or conveying property becomes difficult, in that case he is punishable with 5 years punishment or fine or both, and they are cognizable offences, bailable offences, and magistrate of first class will conduct the trial, and they are non-compoundable offences. Section 432 discusses about mischief by causing inundation or obstruction to public drainage attended with damage. Now the public drainage are the very important part of the community, and if anybody by doing any act which causes or which he knows to be likely to cause an inundation or an obstruction to any public drainage attended with injury or damage, in that case he is punishable with 5 years imprisonment or fine or both, and they are cognizable offences, bailable offences. The magistrate of first class can conduct the trial, and they are non-compoundable offences. Then comes section 433, which discusses about mischief by destroying or moving or rendering less useful a lighthouse or sea mark. Now remember, lighthouse or sea mark are very important aspect for the navigators. Now if anybody is moving or destroying or doing something so that it becomes less useful, in that case the punishment also goes high. Now what does the details say? Whoever commits mischief by destroying or moving any lighthouse or other light used as a sea mark, or any sea mark or buoy or other things placed as a guide for navigators, or by any act which renders, which means reduces, any such lighthouse, sea mark, buoy or other such thing as aforesaid less useful as a guide for navigators. Now by doing such act, they are doing what? They are achieving or they are making it less useful. By that, what are they going to get? They are getting a 7 years of imprisonment or fine or both. Here the offences are cognizable offences, bailable offences, and magistrate of first class will conduct the trial, and they are non-compoundable offences. Then comes section 434, which discusses about mischief by destroying or moving etc. a landmark fixed by public authority. We have already discussed sea mark, now the landmark. If anybody by destroying or moving any landmark fixed by the authority of a public servant or by any act which renders such landmark less useful, in that case the punishment can go up to 1 year imprisonment or fine or both. They are non-cognizable offences, they are bailable offences, any magistrate can conduct trial, and they are non-compoundable offences. Section 435 discusses about usage of fire for mischief. Here, mischief by fire or explosive substance with intent to cause damage to amount of 100 rupees or more, and in case of agricultural product 10 rupees or more. And what is the detail say? Whoever commits mischief by fire or any explosive substance intending to cause or knowing it to be likely that he will thereby cause damage to any property to the amount of 100 rupees or upwards, or where the property is agricultural produce 10 rupees or upwards. Here see the seriousness of punishment. It can go up to 7 years and fine or both. Now as per CRPC, this is a cognizable offence, bailable offence, magistrate of first class conducts the trial, and they are non-compoundable offence. So section 435 discusses about fire on goods, agricultural products etc. and 436 is the aggravated form of mischief. Here, mischief by fire or explosive substances with intent to destroy house, etc. What happens here? Whoever commits mischief by fire or any explosive substance intending to cause or knowing it to be likely that he will thereby cause the destruction of any building which is ordinarily used as a place of worship or as a human dwelling or as a place of the custody of property. In all the three cases, the punishment can go up to imprisonment for life or 10 years along with fine. Here the offences are cognizable offences, non-bailable offences, Court of Session conducts the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. Under section 437, the mischief with intent to destroy or make unsafe a decked vessel, or decked vessel basically means a decorated or ready to move vessel or one of a 20 tons burden. Now what happens here? Whoever commits mischief to any decked vessel or any vessel of a burden of 20 tons or upwards intending to destroy or render unsafe or knowing it to be likely that he will thereby destroy or render unsafe that vessel. That means if you are causing any trouble with those ships which are ready to move, which are decorated, that means ready to move, or which have a stock of 20 tons or more. If you are doing anything with that ship which is destroying that particular ship, in that case the punishment can go up to 10 years along with fines, and they are cognizable offences, non-bailable offences, Court of Session conducts the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. Section 438 is the aggravated form of section 437. There the damage is caused. If such damage is caused with fire or explosive, then section 438 comes to picture, and here the punishment can go up to imprisonment for life or 10 years along with fine. Now they are cognizable offences, non-bailable offences, Court of Session conducts the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. And under section 439, if anybody is trying to bring a vessel back to the ground or seashore, in that case with the intention of theft, if it is done, in that case the punishment can go up to 10 years along with fine, and they are also cognizable offences, non-bailable offences, and Court of Session conducts the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. The last section, that is section 440, discusses about mischief committed after preparation made for causing death or hurt. Now what happens here? Whoever commits mischief having made preparation for causing to any person death or hurt or wrongful restraint or fear of death or hurt or of wrongful restraint. In that case, for such preparation, the punishment is 5 years imprisonment along with fine. It can go up to that extent, and they are cognizable offences, bailable offences, and magistrate of first class conduct the trial and they are non-compoundable offences. With that, I am concluding this particular session. I hope you have sufficient ingredients. Maybe a session has gone little long because of the number of sections there, and go through all of them, and if you feel I was little speed anywhere, you can take screenshot and read 2 or 3 times so that you can grasp them very clearly and write in exam. With that, I am concluding. Thank you so much for subscribing my channel. Please like, share and comment my videos. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you are watching my channel, and thanks again.